A U.S. Justice Department official has been arrested on suspicion of traveling to Detroit over the weekend to have sex with a minor. An undercover officer posed as a mother offering her child to Atchison for sex. The detective, acting as the child's mother, allegedly arranged a sexual encounter between Atchison and her 5-year-old daughter, police said. Now, this is a fictional 5-year-old kid. This kid doesn't exist. But still, the intent is there. A detective said Atchison suggested that the mother tell her daughter that, quote, you found her a sweet boyfriend who will bring her presents, unquote. Fucking, doesn't that blow your mind? The undercover detective expressed concern about physical injury to the 5-year-old girl as a result of the sexual activity. Detective said Atchison responded, quote, I am always gentle and loving. Not to worry. No damage ever. No rough stuff ever. I only like it soft and nice. I say you take that dude, you don't give him any medication or anything like that. Yeah. You shoot him, one in the leg, one in the other leg, one in the arm, one in the arm, and you let him sit there for a while in pain. And you cut his fucking nuts off. Yeah. And show him it. Be like, these are your nuts, you fucking criminal fuck. You horrible human being. And then you're like, you're free to go. But he's responsible to get himself to medical care. Nobody's allowed to like help him out. You can't be like, oh my God, this man's bleeding. He's probably going to die. If he can get himself to the hospital and fix himself up and get himself better, fine. But that's punishment. That's intent to me. That's a dude that had every intention of fucking a child. Do him wrong. Well, man. I mean, hurt him.
I mean, the only flaw that I see with your plan is like taking a fucking debauched person and like just injuring them and sending them back out in the world.
Because but I'm saying, all right, let me clear it up for you. You're doing this to him in the middle of the desert in a little hut. So nearest hospital is like 2.5 hours away, and he don't have a car. And after you do these things, you shoot him and you cut his nuts off and show him it. Then you just leave. Then you're like, all right, bye. And then if he gets himself help, and he's got no cell phone, got no way of contact, then, whatever. Then he goes through a trial. But just
this is your chance to go on trial.
You can go right to
Look
jail.
At your balls.
Or you can take a shot like this. Deal or no deal? He's like, fucking no deal.
And as far as I'm concerned, if that was a real mom, it's like, that's my thing. Is like, I don't necessarily want to kill him myself, but I'm like, I want, like, fuck him. Like, some mistakes to me are just like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. It's like, why? It's rewarding the people who fucking bother not to fucking be, like, compete pieces of shit.
Totally.
It's like, I don't want to pay for that guy. Like, to what? To fucking spend the rest of his life in jail?
Put him in jail and, like, look, we're putting you in jail. The only thing we're doing is putting you in jail. We're not going to give you clothes because that's paid for by taxpayers. So you're not getting any clothes. You're going to be naked in jail. And we're not going to feed you because that's also paid for by taxpayers. And you've already fucked over the taxpayers once. So you're not getting fed. So you got to go to jail and then fend for yourself. Naked and hungry. I mean...
How long do you think he'd eat poop?
Oh, well, I think what he'd do is start sucking dick for food. Which would be awesome. That would be a punishment that fit the fucking crime. If the dude went to jail and was just like, hey, man, I'm so hungry. Well, suck my dick. All right. That'd be awesome. That, to me, would be justice.
I think a lot of people would be like, fuck you. I'm not going to give you any food.
Totally. But you'd find somebody who'd be like, all right, man. Or even better, he'd suck their dick, and then he's like, where's my meal? And they're like, fuck you. That'd be great. And then you put that shit on TV, and that'd be a deterrent. I think a lot of people would be like, I don't want to do that.
I think there used to be. I just saw 3:10 to Yuma, and
same situation. And Russell Crowe fucking really beat the snot out of Christian.
But I was leaving, and my wife was like, and I'm sure people would be like, that is not a violent movie, but my wife is not that into violence, and so like, there's a lot of people get shot and stuff. And her reaction when she came out, she's like, I'm glad we don't have to have guns. Like, that we don't live in a time where it's like, you're always going to be watching your ass, that you might get fucking shot. Or
but
like
you do.
Like
we
that.
Do live in an age of fucking guns.
I mean, not the way that this movie depicts.
I know. In the Old West, it was really
This movie was just like, you're
like,
in
hey,
town.
Man, you bumped up next to me. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and there's like homeboys riding into town going like, we're going to fucking burn the town and shoot everybody.
Like, why?
It's like,
what did we do?
Trying to play some poker, have a beer, bang a whore. God damn it. But like, it just seemed like, you know, in that time, like, justice, like, if we lived in a town then, and fucking one of the lawmen, the marshal, got caught trying to fuck a 5-year-old, motherfucker be dead.
Totally.
Like, that's it.
They'd string him up.
Yeah, that'd be it. And it's just like, is that barbaric? It's like, no. And it's like, just take care of him. My thing is like, don't do it. Like, I don't agree with the elaborate thing where you send him to prison. You gotta suck for food.
Why can't you get on board with my
Because
fucking...
I believe in, like, the idea of, like, people just being like, I don't think you should create more twisted scenarios on top of twisted scenarios. I'm more just like, you're part of this community. What you did is fucking beyond, you know, it's just horrible.
It's reprehensible. It's beyond reproach.
It's like, fuck you, you're gone. Hang them. And then that's it. And then you move on.
You gotta up the ante, man. You gotta fucking make them hurt.
See, I think that the act of, like, making them suffer afterwards is like, but we as a society, like, to me in that old town, it's just like, if I was in charge of the old town and we were at the Grange Hall, my point is just like, listen, you know, we have to maintain who we are, and we are not the people who enact suffering and stuff on everybody, which is what those people do.
That's the moral thing.
Yes, I would be the just guy. I was just like, look, I'm not saying we don't kill him. I'm just saying, like, I don't want him to suck my dick for food.
They'd be like,
I don't want
to pussy-ass Marshall Mosier's at it again with his live and let live bullshit.
No, I'm not saying live and let
You just
live.
say live and let die.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm a little extreme when it comes to that kind of thing. Which is weird because I've never, as you pointed out, I've never had violence.
You're going to throw an ashtray at the dude's head.
Yeah, I was like, well, all I've ever known is a broad chucking an ashtray in my head. Can I do that? And they're like, well, we were looking for something a little more hardcore, a little more metal than that. I was like, all right.
You could chuck it at that mugger over there.
So switching gears, I threw up a thing on the website asking for some SModcast questions. Folks throw out some queries for us to fuel our SModcast this week. A guy named Scott says, boobs or not boobs?
Am I a boob man?
I guess. Or not boobs has a dash in it. It's a hyphenated word. So maybe
like gay or not like guy.
Well, to me that says, do you like chicks with boobs or chicks with not boobs? I'll
big
try to
boobs?
translate it. Yeah, boobs are flat. Your lady's got boobs, so that's a kind of easy question to answer.
I mean, she's got boobs. She doesn't have fucking huge boobs.
It's not like a fucking dirty rat.
I mean, is the question's like literally like women who've had their boobs removed, or women with boobs?
Women who've survived breast cancer, or women who've never had breast cancer. Have you been with a chick with no boobs? Like literally flat,
just like flat?
Girl?
No,
I have. I've been
not
with
out
a girl,
of choice, but like
just didn't happen. I've been with a girl whose boobs were smaller than mine. You want to talk about something that fucks with your head? When I'm like, shit, man, I got more boob. I can lift my tit to my mouth and suck it. Hers, I couldn't. You put your mouth on it and suck as hard as you could. You couldn't fucking get a boob. Save your life.
Wow, I don't know that experience.
I don't know, but I'm oddly enough, I'm not a boob man. I'm not really like tits.
I'm all for. I'm an
ass man. Gotta have an ass, and not like junk in the trunk kind of ass, but just I like a heart shaped ass kind of thing.
I like it all. I generally am not that.
If it's on a chick, you're into it.
Yeah, I like boobs. I'm all for boobs and ass and all of it, but I like me some boobs.
What if when the snow falls, it felt like a wet vagina? Would you ever wear gloves? That comes from BFF Browns football fan.
If snow felt like
when the snow
wet
falls,
vagina,
it felt like a wet vagina? Would you ever wear gloves?
If the snow falls and then, I would. If I grew up with going like the first time I was in snow, my dad's like, feels like a wet pussy, doesn't it? And I'm like,
I'm five.
What's a wet pussy? A cat?
It sure does, Dad. I don't know what he's talking about.
I guess to me, gloves are more about temperature as opposed to like whether or not like I'm trying to have the snow touch my hand.
And also, it would just be like, can you fuck it? You know what I'm saying?
Can
like,
I make a snowman and fuck it?
I don't always want to go around touching pussy.
Yeah.
Like, if you touch it, you sooner or later are going to want to fuck it. So if I could fuck the snow, I guess. But without being able to fuck the snow, if it just like the only sexual thing about the snow is it felt like a wet pussy, I'd be like, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I also think that, like, you know...
Who wants snow to tease you?
Yeah.
Not me.
So, no.
I'm going to try to jam 2 more in. Sarah says, do you think that California will chip off of the United States in our lifetime? I say yes, just because I would like to see
Oh,
that.
it'll break off like the San Andreas Fault?
Yeah, and then we're Atlantis suddenly and shit, living underwater.
I don't... I think we're dead.
Maybe, but I'd like to think we go into Aquaman country.